it was unlikely they were going to be picking that up. As we are going into the game right now, instant bans are coming out as XTreme removes Dokkaebi off the board. It's going to be a interesting ban. As you said, the Pokemon Dokkaebi. Now I cannot unsee that anymore.
You have a Pokemon Switch with you.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to bring mine.
We were going to battle today, but that's not going to happen.
But I gave you something else to
you gave me a golf ball.
Yeah.
I don't play golf yet though, so.
No, we'll play that in due time. When we're both successful casters one day, we'll get that going for us. No, we're successful casters already, but we can't both live off it proper full time.
Who knows? Someday. Clash next ban coming in. Also ban, I believe that was chosen in Gaming Assembly yesterday. That is.
Yeah. So, also talking about that, we just had a little call with Stefan, also known as Easy, as the analyst of Trust Gaming. They only came back like half an hour ago, or just a little bit longer.
That's
not
true.
really the best way to go for your top 4 spot.
I asked them, are you guys gonna just stay in France and play there, or are you coming up? Because they took 7.5 hours to get there last time, so they left really early on in the morning. So we are going to Dining Kitchen. Let's see, Supremacy on the attack. Gonna quickly draw that sword right there.
Well, Supremacy still wants these points, of course. Round difference is great for them. If Trust Gaming just wins one of their 2 matches tonight, they will be safe in that top 4 spot and for playoffs.
Yep.
And those playoffs, for those of you wondering, will be played next week, Monday and Tuesday. Unfortunately, we have a rehost coming in straight away for this match, as someone crashed his PC.
It's Moss.
It's Moss.
Yeah.
Well,
and to cheat.
Moss in Forest is beautiful.
What?
Moss
in the Forest. This is a different kind of moss we're talking about right here.
I was already wondering, how does your moss crash?
No, it's monitoring software. Monitoring operation system software.
Clean. Well, I don't know what we were talking about before.
You don't know what we're talking about?
Before, like...
Gamers Assembly.
Oh yeah, Gamers Assembly. And Trust Gaming getting there. This sort of reminds me of their off week where Quasi had a holiday trip, where he came back like 10 minutes before the match. Now 5 people came back, roughly an hour to half an hour before their match, and Meets, the newest addition to the team, isn't even playing from his home, but actually from his analyst's home.
Yeah, he couldn't get back to England in time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But at least they have played Siege the entire weekend, so I think that got them going for them, because, well, last time Quadzi, well, if he's on a holiday, you're not going to be playing Siege right there. So this was a competitive weekend. Might actually function as some sort of boot camp as well. You don't know. But for both Supremacy and XTreme, it's the same thing. They have been there just like Vitality. So even though Vitality can't lose anything anymore, we might see some fatigue coming in today.
Oh, yeah.
Which could be important for
I
that
saw
fourth
Easy's
spot.
eyes. Like, big bags under his eyes as well. Not really the fittest man. Meets, however, was already dancing after coming out of the shower, so I think he's pretty much ready to go.
Shower does good things here, though. So.
Yeah, like, if I don't shower, like, the moment I shower, my day starts.
Yeah, for me as well.
Before that, I'm just a groggy man. I don't know what's happening all around me, even though all around me are familiar faces.
Don't start that song up again.
Oh, sorry. I'm just a musical fella. By the way, Trust Gaming has a very good analyst with them, which also came to Gamers Assembly. How big is that to learn things against, for instance, these teams going into this last week?
For Trust, this week, they won't have that much for it, because both End and Pact were not there. So they didn't learn anything new. Most likely, they were just focusing on the competition, trying to find some weak spots in likes of Vitality to abuse. But that could come in handy later on, as they are, of course, possibly qualifying for the playoffs. And number 1 will play against number 4. And if Eminem and Ghostkiller both lose everything, which is most likely not going to happen, they are going to be ending in 4th and will be playing Vitality in the first match for the playoffs.
And of course, they have faced Vitality, as we just said before. That was a 2-1 victory for Vitality. So there's enough room for improvement.
Yeah, there is definitely room for improvement. Saw some things which most likely Easy has seen as well. which they can use against Vitality, but same goes for Vitality. They lost the map as well. They have room for improvement and will most likely be working on that. Of course, Vitality, one of the biggest organizations, if not the biggest esport organization in France.
And also one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah, and the biggest in the world. Well, one of the biggest, yeah, in the world. So they do definitely have that potential and the manpower behind it to get them back into Pro League.
So who knows, they will do. So we're just waiting for the, well, continuation or start. I don't really know. Between Supremacy and XTreme Video Esports, we had a rehost just before the first round started. We do have the bans, however. Supremacy banned Nomad and Clash. XTreme Video Esports banned Dokapy and Mira, which seems pretty logical. Only the Clash ban and the Dokapy are a little bit, well, off the trend of normal things. Are those target bans?
Maybe bans. They were also seen in Gamers Assembly, so I'm thinking it has something to do with that. That they are indeed counter bans or just bans of general weaknesses of the team, because some teams, they really don't like that phone call going off for them.
No, I really don't like it. I usually have my phone on silent.
Yeah, I normally do as well. Just forgot it earlier today.
Yeah,
so,
you've had that a few times before.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, just because you're so popular and you always expect me to call you and you want to be able to answer.
I normally have my phone on silent, but then people complain I have my phone on silent, so I put it off silent, but then I forget to put it back in silent.
Yeah, well, like, I just have the notion of if someone wants to call me, they should usually send a message up front, and otherwise they will see they called, and if I know the number, I will call back. If I don't know the number, I usually just
adverts.
Yeah, like
hoping to sell you new energy.
Oh, so many times.
Right. I just blocked the numbers and I didn't get called anymore afterwards.
Oh, I just get a new number every time.
Oh, I never got that yet.
I'm so popular.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Knock on wood. Well, let's see. First round, XTreme Video Esports taking on Supremacy. And it's going to be XTreme Video Esports starting on the defensive side of things. They're going to start on Dining Kitchen.
Yeah. Something interesting.
And well, it's going to be a very normal setup operator-wise. I like that Supremacy is bringing in the Twitch. Is it already able to destroy the Maestro cams just single-handedly or not?
I think it is in as the Capital buff also came in. Haven't seen it yet though. People are saying it's too powerful at this moment.
Yeah, I saw Intero tweet about it as well, saying, well, I can understand you wanting to disable it and then needing another player to destroy it for you, but just being able to do it single-handedly is just a little bit overpowered.
Maybe yourself if you're there to actually gun it as well.
Yeah. But like, I can understand people saying, well, it's a little bit much overpowered just to go in with a drone, which is sometimes hard to spot and has more entry points than people have, just to destroy those camps up front, and then you have so much vision denied. Run out coming in from Renshiro, takes down Tactics already. In just a moment, we talk about those drones. Those Maestro camps will stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, we saw Renshiro use his cardiac sensor right there. He knew he was on his drone, ran out accordingly, and got the entry frag. It's going to be alive, though, to pick back living. So that is a 4-on-4 refrag coming in right here. Supremacy are slowly moving in towards the bomb side. Doesn't seem like they are going much for top control. Seems like a horizontal play that is going to be coming out.
Who else in alive would be the man to refrag, and so it's back to a 4-on-4. Castle being taken out, not really the most valuable asset after deploying those castle walls. I think if you look at the lineup of XTreme Video Esports, he would rate the same as, for instance, a Jaeger. So you wouldn't mind losing him that much unless if he still has impact nades left.
Definitely right here, KSX is on that sensor right there, spots out some players, but there's some actually close to him on the other side of the wall. As right now, scans are coming out. Protection hole being used right there by Ash, it looks like.
Yeah, when it's uncovered, you can always use it, as Just is going for the vertical play, and Alive is still standing by, waiting for a player to maybe move out, hoping that they would go for a flank. Yet it seems not to be happening as of yet. The Yogurts is just holding on with that Elda from a long range.
Yeah, we have 1 minute left. Something has to happen soon. It's going to be Alive to try and get the entry there, but he will not succeed. Just does a little bit of damage to Void, but it's going to take more in the process. So Alive will be handicapped just a little bit in the case that he has to be more careful. In the meantime, Just has moved upstairs. Don't know if he's holding an angle or trying to go for a horizontal play right there, but it's going to be alive, dropping to Void, Line picking up Juz. And it seems like XTreme are looking to find that first round on the board right here in Villa.
So Yogurt takes down Poseidon as well, making it a 1v4. In the case of Supremacy, they are not so happy. At least the diffuser will be picked up, but with 25 seconds left and so many players against you, so many bullets flying towards you, it seems like Extreme Video Esports has their number. And one could say Extreme Video Esports lost their match this weekend, so they have more idea of what to improve on than Supremacy does.
Well, it's too early to tell yet, of course. No, like sometimes, even with Trust, we see them take a lot of first rounds and then still lose out at the end. We saw that against Vitality. Map 1, they took the first round. They barely won that map 2, they took the first round. They got completely annihilated. Around 3, well, map 3, they didn't take the first round and also got annihilated. But it's possible that you win the first round, but it doesn't mean anything for the outcome of the match as of yet. So it's good for them. They have their first defensive win, and now are allowed to go up to Aviator Games, which is normally considered a primary bomb site instead of dining kitchen. So they might have had a little bit of a bamboozle in there.
A little bit of some cheesy stuff, which makes me happy as well. As we go to the second round, Extreme Video Esports has the lead. The Jaeger was picked out in favor of the Mute onto Livin. And is a Mute Jammer at this moment better than an ADS? Is it due to the lower amount of entry points where you might actually annoy those drones in other utility?
Well, you see Mute Jammer, right?
Yeah.
What do you think when you see Mute Jammer?
Usually a lot of setting on your drones.
What I'm thinking when I see Mute Jammer is you have to worry less about Dokkaebi. You don't have to worry that much about heart breachers.
But Dokkaebi's banned.
And drones. Well, yeah, look. Dokkaebi's banned, so that's 1 point away. There's no heart breacher on the enemy team.
That's true.
So you only have the drones left that could come inside, which is something that always happens already. So, don't know why. Maybe the shotgun and the SMG just suits them better. Because there is no heart breacher on Supremacy.
No, last round there wasn't one either, I believe.
Not sure, didn't pay attention to that. I believe there was a Habana.
No, I don't think so. Not sure either. Well, we'll have to see that back in the vaults because people will say it in chat and we won't be able to read it. SK6 is walking around. Got some pretty deep angles, yet no player to be found, despite one being rather close. Just sneaking around that wall, but actually Poseidon has taken some damage after a fight with Renshiro again going aggressive, but Yogurt is the man to open up the score, taking down Alive, and that is the main fragger for Supremacy, yet they do get one kill back onto Lion.
Yeah, just with the buck, we'll be taking down the Pulse player, Sonoma Cardiac Sensor, to go aggressive right here. Good thing though for Extreme is that they are at top floor. So they're just stalling a little bit of time right there. Now it's not much 1 minute, but they might be busy for longer, especially since Renshiro is there. And I believe Livin as well, right now coming in on the flank. And with Poseidon being low, just a small shot of the SMG-11 or the M59 will be ending that dream of Poseidon.
Drone was just activated, meaning Livin was scared and wanted to destroy it, as now Yogurt goes down to a KSX. Meaning it's a 4-on-3 actually in favor for Supremacy for just a tiny moment. Then Renshiro comes in with that MPX, takes him down. And so it will be back to a 3-on-3. Good wallbang there from Just. It's just not enough, but KSX does get a kill. Meaning Supremacy seems to be stronger.
Yeah, Supremacy trying to fight back right here. Currently in a 3-on-2 position, but still 1 minute left. And I believe Void still has 3 canisters left, as the first one is now going to get deployed right there, trying to stall out the player who is inside the study. That means that he will be watching the other angle for the time being, but going to be opening up from below. Flashbangs are flying in, but look at Livin. Livin is going on a flank right here, and all Void has to do is just hold on until Livin gets there and takes down those people below him.
Of course, still smoke canisters left for Void as he's now being pushed out. One left in his pocket now, trying to get the kill, but then will have to fall back. Delays a little bit longer. 20 seconds. Livin is the flanker. When will he strike? Players are watching his position, but they could actually line up for him if he does go in. The hot pings are coming down onto Foy. Good timing here from Liv, and actually gets the spray onto one. Tactis is now down. KSX is low and only 10 seconds left on the clock. They have to enter the side, and so they will try. Yet they don't have the time. They don't have the man. But actually, Foy goes down, and the diffuser as well.
Yeah, and there we go. We will be walking right into the crossfire of Just right there, and that means Supremacy will be taking up the second round, drawing things up. And as this game of elimination is going on right now, because whoever loses this will have no opportunity anymore of reaching that top 4 spot. So they're trying their best to stay in it, because it doesn't only mean you will get eliminated from the playoffs, you'll also get kicked out of Challenger League next season. So this game is worth so much for them.
Yeah, I think in the later stage of that round, Livin should have played it a little bit more with Foy. Foy thought he had to peek when the diffuser was being planted instead of waiting for Livin to push up. If they would have gone together, I have no idea how Just would manage to get both of them. At least the guy of the diffuser would have to stick it or go off it, and then, well, still the round would have gone to Extreme Video Esports, I would assume. Yet now they lost it. It's back to a 1-1.
Oh, still nothing lost though. Once again, Aviator game somehow gets lost. It's the bomb site. We know that Trust never wins on defense. Right now, other teams are having some issues with that as well.
Well, sometimes the primary bomb sites are the ones you feel most confident on, and then maybe you go a little bit too aggressive because you think, well, this is already so easy to hold.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Extreme Video Esports might have been a little bit out of position, meaning that Foy was on site alone for a long time. And it's hard to hold a side with 2 planned areas just by your lonesome.
He did pretty well though, stalling it out as long as possible, but he came in some seconds too short.
I think Livin is trying to run out, and there was a drone there as well, but seems to be safe.
He just ran through right there. Don't know why. He opened up 2 doors and then ran through. Maybe just tried to go for a spawn peek in the meantime. That didn't work out, as everybody is still alive, full HP as well. Tactis now spots out Yogurt's there with the Twitch drone. And is he going to be trying to find that Evil Eye? Because that is what he's definitely trying to do, it looks like. Look at him being careful right there. Trying to stall.
Foy now goes on the camera, so Tactis
yeah, he found it.
Nice.
But he didn't destroy it. He opened it up, but he couldn't destroy it. It was going to be Foy that was just in time to deny Tactis from destroying that Evil Eye.
Still 1 shock drone left, so I would assume Extreme Video Esports to pay more attention to those cams. I would have loved to see if Supremacy would put pressure elsewhere on the map just to get attention away from that camera so that the other players wouldn't watch it either.
I believe they just shot it with a bridging round from Ash. Also effective.
Could also indeed work, as now we will see Extreme Video Esports still grouping, not really roaming on too much, except Yogur's now trying to go on the offensive, has no clue where they are, and is now going to Astronomy.
Yogur's going up for the potential late round flank, as he knows the assault seems to be coming from the south side, so they have to change things up. But as a second shock drone now is coming in slowly, we'll be taking out some utility spots out. There is no other Evil Eye right there, but is going to get taken out by Foy. And that's going to be the second one gone with just a little bit of impact. Gone. Foy, though, gets picked up. Livin is low on HP as well. Finish comes from alive. Was doing his best, then gets traded out by Line. Tactis comes in with a trade of himself, but it's quite low on HP. And somehow 3 kills just appeared out of nowhere. Both Livin and Tactis being low. But Poseidon is coming in with that plant. Shiro is going to get down, same as Yogurt. And that means it's all going to be up to Livin in a 1-on-4 situation. C4 won't hit anything as it's thrown too short. And he will be taken out by KSX, meaning Supremacy will be picking up their second round.
Really interested about how that went down. It's like Shock Drone went in, saw only Foy, saying, well, he's focusing on my drone right now. He has to shoot it, then probably the high fire rate will force him into reload. Just walk in. They just walked in.
Yeah, definitely strange to see, as Renshiro seems to be pulling out the Frost now.
Unfortunately, I think that is just a little bit of bait, otherwise you would not
most
take
likely
it at this stage.
And you want to pick Frost and actually leave it as a surprise, but that is not going to happen. Foy is going to go for the 6 pick.
Maybe it's a double mind games.
It's a double mind games, as Rook is going to be coming out as well. We are going trophy stat tree, So the master bedroom will most likely be haunted by those traps. And it could actually work out because maybe Supremacy will expect them to six pick it out. So
yeah, it's actually not a rook but a dog void swapped around last moment. And there you see, master bedroom will now be decked out with the most beautiful welcome mats.
this is an interesting setup.
Usually people put down welcome mats at their front door of their house.
Yeah, but look at this setup. They castled off that wall. We'll be reinforcing only 2 of the walls we always say to reinforce in master bedroom.
Oh.
With a rotation hole right next to it. So they're going to be playing the bedroom aggressively. Most likely with the frost mats, as you can see. Enabled right there. They're down there. So as soon as they jump in the window, you just stand up from your shield, you get the kill. Like this, they're going to be forcing Ash to use 1 or 2 of her breaching rounds to make the position unplayable.
But
that's a really interesting setup.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup, but the drones have seen it for such a long time because they were unbothered by this. So would you just attack from the other side of the building?
Well, it's kind of hard. You want to go in from either bedroom or astronomy, but this position makes it possible to hold both from the area. So most likely Alive will just come in, shoot in a breaching round from below, and maybe make the position unplayable like that. I think that's their plan because, well, I mean, if you see it, you still need to think of a strategy to actually make it work, right? And that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, so many players already dancing around both sides and losing a decent amount of life. And that's actually weird. It's because of this wall in the closet, which people don't often see, or actually not at all. Now a peek out as well. A player is laying down just underneath the window, and Poseidon will try to come in, but still the player will remain alive. Is XTreme Video Esports going to survive? It seems so.
Renshiro stays alive right here. Will be healed up by the dock as well. Void just doing his job right here. And look at them. They're all set up from astronomy. As Line is just trying to stall them as long as possible. And when he falls, he's trying to bait them to get in there. Line is going to get overhealed right here, but we are actually going to see the down coming in on Renshiro. There's going to be the Frost out of play. The question is, have they seen him, or was it a lucky wallbang? They don't know. As Renshiro is now going to get picked back up. It's going to be Line with the first frag while he's overhealed to take down Poseidon. It's going to be the Sophia off the board. And still, they don't know about the Frostmate right there. Lion sees it, but he won't be shooting. Tries to get out right there. Yoga saves his life right there. 5-on-3 situation right now, as he is going to be falling back. Lion still trying to bait people in right here, but he won't. He will be getting another frag. Goes aggressive outside right now. Spots no one, but will be detected. And that will give a message to KSX right there, who was still on the roof, that it's not safe to peek. Right there, Lion will be walking into his crossfire, as KSX is trying to swap over. Alive in the meantime already in the bomb site. Will be taken down by Renshiro, and it's going to be up to KSX right now. No way for him to win this round. There's so many frost traps. Whatever window he will jump in from, he will just be snatched by one. Or he has to watch the floor, and then gets shot in the trade in the gunfire afterwards.
The floor is lava, and the frost maps are actually ice cold, burning up your feet. KSX now tagged as he ran across a window. We still have Lions playing around here. I think the barrel has been spotted, but the moment KSX runs in, he will actually die, and the round goes in favor of XTreme Video Esports.
They want to have this Frostmat kill. They're just baiting it out so
Yes!
obviously now, and it is going to be happening. Renshiro gets what he wanted, and that is what they were baiting for. They were just trying to get him in and get him to, well, jump in that Frostmat. Beautiful. Good effort as well by Lion, just to hold on that long.
He just did what he needed to do, and interesting setup actually works out. It's a little bit of the French fromage that we know and love. And so we see a draw between this French derby. I'm going to call it out there. We're going to have a different score than 7-4.
It seems to be the case so far, as we are going back to Aviator Games. XTreme not choosing to go to Kitchen, as Livin decides to throw in the Kivera right here.
I think the kitchen dining room was a little bit of a cheesy pick as well, just to start things off. Maybe put Supremacy on the
back foot.
Yeah, back foot, and thinking something differently, not having the operator setup they wanted to in case of that bomb site. And it worked out for XTreme Video Esports that time. Maybe not that confident this time, and so they will go back to this bomb site they lost before.
Yeah. Interested to see whether or not they can win it. Kivera will maybe help question is, has she been spotted out yet, and where is she going to hide? Or is she just going to go on a full roam kind of setup? Because we know Alive runs in alone. Yeah. Basically 90% of the time.
And
maybe
usually also in the cellars.
Yeah, maybe they have studied his actual entry as well. They know where he's going to be coming from, and they try to counter it that way. Get an early interrogation out, allowing XTreme to get the upper hand, know where they're going to be coming from, and at least stall them out for another 15 seconds.
Yeah, Livin is actually still on the top floor. Silent stepping away. And normally you would see a Kavira actually going into the cellar instantly, and maybe they were expecting them to think so.
Alive has entered the cellar in the past 2 rounds as the first entry point off the map. So it's actually quite smart. His line will be getting the entry frag onto Juz. It's going to be quite an early one, and that is going to be the bug out of play. It's quite a huge pick right there as the vertical play possibilities have been removed right now, and that was what basically haunted Foy a little bit in the last couple of seconds of that round.
Yeah, of course, Ash can still destroy a few floorboards, but the chances of them using that utility for that occasion is not really that likely. Maybe if the players go on cams enough, KSX could scan them out. Yet again, we don't see a hard destructive for Supremacy, and we haven't seen one maybe being ran the whole of their attacking half.
Yeah, definitely so. Look at Alive actually on the bottom floor right there. Is going to be sneaking his way in towards the astronomy as KSX is ready on that window. Just hoping someone will be peeking in line. Should have heard that sound right there. Calls that out to Livin, telling him to be careful, as they could be coming in at any second right there. Drone won't be spotting him out. Does so now. Has to be careful not to get wallbanged. This Livin is getting close. Tactis rotated out in the meantime. He's just still waiting for someone to make a misstep right here. And look at that Kavera being that close to Poseidon.
Alive is now going up to Astronomy, being helped out by KSX, who was holding this area of the map for the time being, making it a little bit easier for him to enter and eventually have some support. Yoger's now taking down Tactis in the meanwhile, losing a lot of HP, but still gaining the lead even more. His line now takes down the KSX as well, meaning Alive and Poseidon will have to fight for themselves together. And now the Pulse will come in for another fight. Alive will actually take it. And down the heartbeat sensor carrying man.
Oh, look at this. Poseidon is coming up right near Livin. Livin could be coming in for a possible interrogation anytime. Instead, will be going for the kill with Dispatch 12. Takes him out. It's going to be only up to Alive right now. Has to get an ace clutch if he wants to get this for his team. He needs to get 4 more kills. Yogurt is low, so that's doable. But the rest, pretty much full HP.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the clock as well. Still no diffuser in hand, meaning this is near to impossible if XTreme Video Esports just stays on side. It seems like they are playing it passive, and that is what they just need to do. 10 seconds left. It is Alive going in slowly, but he can't win this anymore.
Yeah, Livin spots him out right here. He wants to go for the actual kill with the pistol, but as one of his teammates dies, he remembers, we should not be giving this away right now. We will be rotating out to make sure no accidental 2, double, or triple kill could come in. And that will ensure them the round, bringing them back into the lead with 3-2 right now. As we are going back finally to Dining Kitchen.
And so we will go full circle. And I'm curious to see what XTreme Video Esports will put in this time. The Maestro again being put out into play. This time we don't see a Twitch from Supremacy once again. If they would have it, then would you go for a mute maybe?
Not really. The range of Twitch has the opportunity to still deny those mute jammers and break through. So you have to basically perfectly place your mute jammers if you don't want to get them taken out. Make them be reliable against the Twitch. So not that sure for a mute. I think this setup is going to be good for XTreme. Kind of looks like whenever they change things up, do something weird, something that Supremacy hasn't seen before, they don't know how to deal with, they are winning the round. Because Alive, he's normally just banking off of his aim right there, creates an opening, and the rest of his team will finish the job. But if Alive just cannot open up because he doesn't know how the site is like or how to attack the current setup, he won't be getting the opening, and Supremacy will not be winning that round. So XTreme, when they do crazy stuff like using Kavera, using Frost, they seem to be winning that round.
Yeah, I also have the feeling that Alive doesn't really get the drone support he is longing for. Usually he is going into cellar and he doesn't really have a straight plan onto where to kill. What we've seen in the past is Alive just going to certain places where he knows they are and then just kills them upright.
Yeah.
And I really think that is lacking at this moment. Supremacy doesn't really know how to go around those positions of XTreme Video Esports. They are turtling a lot, and those roamers, they can never be found in the first few seconds.
That is definitely going to be the case. And possibly again, as drones are now coming. But the question is, how effective are they? What have they seen? And is it enough for Alive to go in for his final attack round of this match to try and make an open? As Ranchiro now spots out one player that will be called out to the rest of his team who are ready for that potential entry. Know it's going to be Alive. They know he is in the basement. So nothing to worry so far yet, because he will be basically harmless from the basement. So
it's just a little bit of a time waste for himself, as K6 is scared that Alive might be hunted down, and thus he checks his back with the drone just to make sure Alive is safe and sound. But for how long, as he will try to get a kill sooner rather than later, because else the rest of the team doesn't really know how to enter either.
Yeah, that's something we have said about Supremacy more often. They rely too much on Alive opening up. And that could be the reason why they don't bring Heart Breachers. They just rely on the opening that Alive makes physically by taking people out, instead of the opening that a Heart Breacher can make.
Now Alive is holding the angle. The barrel might actually show fairly soon. If a player of XTreme Video Esports would peek, yet they don't. No damage being exchanged, yet bullets have been fired out. Just actually gets tagged. Doesn't know how to kill the player, but Poseidon does. Flying goes down now. And after getting 2 first kills of the round, he now loses his life first for once.
Yeah, Line wanted to rotate out right there as he didn't hit the gunfight right there. So was counted up by Poseidon and picked up in the process. And that turns it into a 4-on-5 situation with Foy being solo on HP Ranchiro, and gets picked up by Tactis. It's a 3-on-5. Just is about inches away from spotting someone, as out of nowhere Poseidon just falls out of the sky. Yerwitz picks one up. Foy now finishes off Poseidon for losing his life, just making sure the pickup cannot occur right there, but it's going to be KZX with the right timing to move into live, and it's going to be all up to Jokic. Picks up one, but then gets finished by KZX, and that means Supremacy are drawing it up for this first half, 3-3.
Yeah, actually a big change around in that round. It seemed like XTreme Video Esports had the map control for the time being, then eventually Lion was drowned out, or at least spotted. And so they pincered him in, eventually took him out when he wanted to rotate off, and then the rest was history.
Yeah. Again, a vertical play right there. So if Line picked up on Buck, that round would have gone completely different. That is something that we see so often, that if one kill goes the other way, then a complete round could have just swapped over.
It's also partially due to some teams actually risking very valuable assets going in first.
Yeah.
Of course, Alive is a valuable asset skill-wise, but I would rather miss an Ashe than a Buck at that moment in time.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Ashe is
maybe
less valuable in just pure utility than a Buck could be later on in the round. Like, there's this timetable that people make just to show how effective operators get over time. Like, you see an operator like Legion just goes up and up and up and up. Right?
Then
it's more important later on. Same for Smoke. When the round goes on, the more important it is. Jaeger is somewhere in the middle right there, as it is for utility wasting. Just make sure that's a bit harder. Valkyrie is like very valuable in mid to late round, not that much in early. As,
actually, you would say that to be different, because those Valkyrie camps often are destroyed rather early on. But at least you have a sense of their approach.
True. But if they stay alive, it gives you so much information for the mid to late round, and that is the true trick, to get them there and make them being used later on. Same for Maestro, one of the operators that's really relying on stalling out. But like Ashe, it's effective in the first minute and a half, and afterwards it kind of loses its value.
Voy is close to Just, who might actually have a jump out if he's really feeling crazy. Yet the time has already passed for that occasion. Voy is currently on the roof trying to drone out a little bit and get more intel for his team. So we see the Claymores being put in place. XTreme Video Esports already into the building. Hoping that they might actually have the opening kill this time, because they've had it 3 times. Or 4 times actually. Won 3 out of 4 rounds on the back of that. So at least they have a decent score, yet they don't have a consistent.
Yeah, right now 3-3, as you say. It's going to be relying on the attack of XTreme or the defense of Supremacy to see who will be victorious. And still has the opportunity of reaching that top 4 and maintaining their CL spot and potentially getting into Pro League. Supremacy, of course, they came in 8th last season of Pro League. Now got demoted to Challenger League. And it's looking like they're currently getting kicked out of that as well. So it's going to be a hard pill for Supremacy to swallow. But you see them do literally everything about it to try and stay in it.
K6 actually being tagged up a little bit, and as he is the smoke, he's not really the character to be going down first. Renshiro is now moving up, his shield has been destroyed, he'll just walk out. Put on a new one, and still 2 of his teammates are close. For instance, the Sophia of Yoga is actually putting down some utility. And this barbed wire is maybe going to be destroyed rather soon. Poseidon, though, with a C4 takes out Renshiro. K6 has the follow-up onto Lion, meaning it's a 5-on-3, and Supremacy suddenly puts down a hammer.
Yes, 2 all-X Pro League Titans are here battling against one another. It's some that right now seems like Supremacy is going to be taking the lead right here in the first round of defense as Livin then picks up KSX. Still tries to keep them into the round right here, but Poseidon is still on a possible rotating and flanking route as he's still below. Relatively uncontested, has some vertical play to work with. Right now, Voy is going to be opening up on those walls right there, but it's like spots that has actually failed 2 of his X-Karas, so has to use his last set right there to finish that off. Yogurt's barely staying alive right there. Is going to be hunted by the Maestro. Yogurt's now picks up alive, brings it back to a 3-on-3 situation. It's going to be aggressiveness coming out from XTreme now with 10 seconds left to go. They need to go. But it doesn't seem to be the case.
The turnaround from Poseidon right there just takes down the other 2 kills. Supremacy actually now gains the lead for the first time in this match. Second time, just testing you. You almost fell for it, as here we see some great replays. Poseidon taking down Renshiro first. And, well, we have to say Supremacy has a 100% conversion rate of first kills. And they were lacking those at the start, so that is why they were behind for a little moment. Now we do see them have the lead, see them go to the Aviator Games room, and they also didn't start on their, or the normally favored bomb site.
Well, normally Trophy Statue Aviator Games is the bomb site that we see people start at, so Trophy Statue was actually the case. They won it out on defense as well, so good for them. Now going to Aviator Games, it's a bomb site that's scrolling back a little bit, because they have played it last week as well. Just quickly checking against who.
Your notes are just so much more beautiful than mine.
Oh.
It hurts my feelings.
Against Trust they played it, and they won it twice of the 2 times they defended Aviator Games. So definitely a team that can win these. Oh wait, that was Vitality. Oops,
oh, you were just testing us once again.
I was just testing it. That wasn't Supremacy.
Well, one thing we have to say is that, of course, on pretty much every map, except for Coastline, defense is slightly favored. And did you come to a proper conclusion yet?
No. Oh. I think I didn't write it down back
then.
It's
before the time of beautiful boxes and swords and shields.
Boxes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just learn stuff later on. For instance, when Intero puts a picture of his notes on the Twitter, and then we like,
that's quite smart. I'm gonna steal help with that.
Yeah, it's like, if he puts it out there, we're just going to use it. For instance, if someone at high school would put down their homework on the internet, you would copy it, right? Why would you make your own homework if it's already there?
I mean, it's kind of stupid to put it on the internet because of the plagiarizing stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Poseidon is now standing by knows where one player is and will try to delay XTreme Video Esports for the time being. KSX, meanwhile, has been tagged up slightly. Wallbangs are actually coming in, yet not hitting anything, but he is on the prowl.
Uncertain why KSX didn't go for the wallbang right there, as he had a hot ping on that player due to the Prisma being active. Now, KSX will stay alive, but barely. Nice to try and rotate out, but that won't be the case. It's going to be Void to get the entry frag for XTreme. That takes him down off Astronomy, but it's going to be just to change things up right there with a double. Both taking down Yoritz and Void. It's going to be Lion in the chase right here, but has to call it off because, well, they cannot just go on and chase him forever, as just could be miles away already. Right now, only just cleared out the northern part of the top floor, but they still have to continue. They still have to get to the southern side to attack it even.
Yeah, also Lion being very low right now. Really being in the happy space right now is just his going back to the bomb site. We'll try to turtle it in as he is low HP and might be of more value that way than running into his opponents just going YOLO. Still has one impact nade as well, by the way.
Yeah, definitely alive now. Getting back up the stairs, knows that there's little time left and they have to focus on the side. As well, Renshiro on that Blackbeard can definitely make an impact, and they need to have as many people on site to make sure that won't happen. As Tactis now wants to take down that drone, that won't happen either.
Hot
It's going
pings.
to be a new person actually being pinged by the Alibi Prisma.
And the ADS is also destroying some stun grenades offline, meaning those don't really have the value you might have wanted to have them. Renshiro now walking into a Legion mine as well. Live might actually have a peek coming in very soon. And he is standing by the rest of his team as well. 30 seconds left on the clock. No smoke to delay any further. But at least they have some good positions.
Good style coming in right here from Supremacy. As soon as this spot comes out, we'll be alive, just peeking in probably right now. We'll be getting the frag. No, Renshiro will be staying alive, but Alive picks up Livin, who came in from the flank before getting picked up by Renshiro. 2-on-3 situation right now, but Renshiro will fall, so will Lion, and that means Supremacy will be picking up their next round and bring it to 5 right now.
I really expected Alive to play on contact, just like you said, picking in whenever the Blackbeard, his shield would have gone down. He seemed to advise against it, actually got a kill out of it, but then lost his life as he had to find a very hard-fought battle. But then again, if he would have played on contact, I believe Lion from the staircase would have killed him anyway.
Yeah, as soon as he just peeked around that corner, it would have been Lion that picked up that frag. Well, at least the guy on the stairs to pick up that frag.
I believe that was Lion.
Was that Lion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would have picked up that frag, and then he would have had nothing from it, possibly. So this is maybe the best situation he could have gotten out of it. Doesn't matter anyway. Right now, Supremacy, they won that round and are 5-3. Only 1 point away from being safe for 1 point. But that's not what they're going for. They're going for the full 3, because if they don't get the full 3, they're going to be eliminated from the actual opportunity of reaching the top 4. Technically, a draw could work, considering they're 4 points behind.
But it's so hard. Like, Trust Gaming, playing against End Gaming and Pact, having, well, statistically maybe 2 of the easier matches of the night, should at least get 1 point. And if Trust Gaming gets 1 point and Supremacy has a draw here, Supremacy is done for.
No, actually, no, because then it's going to be still... Wait, actually...
Then it's going to be done.
If they get 1 point and then they get 1 point here, it's going to be done indeed, yeah.
See, I have some calculations. Yeah,
good job.
I know. Usually you say you should call me out because my mathematic skills from my brain are broken. That's why I love Excel so much to do things for me.
I didn't bring it this time. It doesn't matter. I got it all in my head.
I have Excel on my phone.
Like we don't need Excel now because it's not that much. It's not that difficult. If any of these teams lose, it's over for them. If Trust Gaming wins one, it's over for everybody.
Just stripe away their names when they lose, because then they might actually be out of Challenger League as well. They would have to requalify. As Alive now goes low, but so does Yogurt on the Sophia. We have a lot of aggressive play coming in from Supremacy, just roaming around trying to get those engagements early on. And Alive is holding the angle, but that might actually be peeked out by the drone and maybe another player as well.
Just was aware of someone possibly being on that window as Renshiro gets the entry frag onto Alive. It's going to be the top fragger of Supremacy and possibly the entire Challenger League season to be falling first. As that means XTreme now have the opportunity to work on this, try and bring this to a 4-5. But of course, nothing is over until the round is over. And Supremacy are a team that proves that, well, oh so happily, if they get the opportunity to.
Renshiro now goes back to droning. SK6 could actually spot out a player if he would use his cardiac sensor. I believe it is the Sophia sitting rather close by. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, meaning Voy and some other guys, are putting on more pressure, maybe getting some viewing angles towards the A-bomb side. Actually, nobody actively holding it off, and Tactis could have died there if there was some better droning.
If just the drone was in there, of course, yeah, as you say, they could have already been on the side right there. As Ranchiro now catches a bullet in his rifle shield. And it's just him to, well, stay alive for now, fight on in another attack on the bomb site. But it looks like Supremacy are actually going to go for a full, well, vertical hold with just, well, tactics on site. And that is a dangerous thing to do, but it could definitely work out for them.
Tactics is happily using his SMG shots to destroy drones, but he is being destroyed by Voids. Back to a 5-on-3 in favor of XTreme Esports. As the diffuser now goes down as well by the hands of Livin. Meaning they just need to hold it off just that little bit much longer. But Poseidon now takes down Yogurt, meaning they do fight back on the side of Supremacy. Alive is down, the top fragger is out, but KSX is on the prowl and on the flank as well. They have to retake their own side and they don't know how to do so. Ranchiro and Foy will continue to get this round in favor of Extreme Video Esports. And on the back of another entry kill from Ranchiro, they take another round.
Yeah, 5-4 current scoreline. We are going to round number 10. Will this be the round that Supremacy gets up to 6? Well, Extreme draw up once again as we are going back to trophy statuary. It's going to get off of the rotation right now, and that will mean that Supremacy will be more than happy to make use out of it.
Operator wise, we don't see much different from what we usually do. This time don't know alibi, but a Jaeger, which is logical in a sense.
Yeah, we'll most likely be eating those lifelines coming out of Yogurts or flashbangs from, well, either Foy, Ranchiro, or Lion, as they can carry a total of 9 flashbangs, which is quite, well, let's say handy to clear out small rooms.
And it's also a good way to clear out, for instance, ADSs, so those lifelines actually have more use.
Yep, true.
Meanwhile, top fraggers just went off the screen, so we'll talk about that next round. But we do still have the lead for Supremacy. Alive, always a highlighted gentleman playing the Legion, meaning he's a more flexible player, which I think suits him very well.
Yeah, definitely does. Now, some people could argue that Legion is literally one of the easiest operators to play due to his low recoil and great kit as an impact nades to create rotation, skill lines to just slow down your enemy and know exactly where they're going to be coming from. But still, Alive is something different. You don't see it often.
Peaky Hills already being destroyed, created actually by Tactis, hoping to have some good fishing and good baiting for his opponents.
He didn't get up the top drawer right there, that's what he needs, so most likely we'll be punching that one out anytime soon.
No, his arms are tired.
That could be the case. Just watching for a drone to be active in astronomy, that's not going to be the case. Jogurts is going to be droning out the top floor right now. Right now in Memorial Room, we'll be spotting out Alive right there. So he's going to keep his drone active. He's going to try and stalk him as long as he can. Hopefully allow Lion, for example, to move in right there. It's instead Ranchiro once again with the entry frag onto Just. That's going to be the Jaeger off the board. And that means that Ranchiro has done his job so far. He's actually carrying breaching charges instead of flashbangs. Now,
yeah, he's done it before.
Yeah, he has done it before, so that means 3 less flashbangs for them to work with. Still, those breaching charges, they can be very, very handy if you're attacking vertically.
Yeah, they don't have the bug, so this might actually be the compensation for that operator. One Valkyrie cam now being destroyed as well. I believe there still is one in astronomy as well, in case they will lose that position and they still want to have more vision, for instance, for C4s. Is now Livin actually spots it, I would assume.
Lion and Yogurts both trying to hunt down Alive together, but Yogurts couldn't find him on the drone anymore. His Void picks up Tactis. It's going to be KZax to fall to Ranchiro. Alive to pick up Lion, and it will be punished for not droning it out properly right there. His teammate will fall because of Yogurts. Blood is on his hands right there, and that turns it back into a 3-on-3, able for Supremacy to win with 2 canisters left, but Alive goes off the ADS at the wrong timing. Yogurts will be picking up that frag, and it looks like Extreme are looking to bring this to a 5-5 right now as they are preparing for their final take. Windows are getting bashed in. Poseidon just laying prone right there. KSX ready with those 2 gas canisters to deny whatever entry they're hoping to use. With 45 seconds left, he's going to be more effective with the seconds going down. 1 canister left, low HP, It looks like they're actually going to be coming from the master bedroom right here, and Poseidon is aware of it. Will be holding off of the master bedroom, as that is the only other angle that KSX cannot hold solo. With 15 seconds left, they have to jump in right now. KSX picks up the first frag of the Yogurt. 20 and counting, and they have to go anytime soon right now. Poseidon is aware of this fact. Will be downing the diffuser right there. Knows that as well, as his buddy just got killed. They are going to go for the pick out with 10 seconds left. That could be a mistake. C4 comes in, will detonate, not pick up the frag. 5 seconds, and they have to push. Foy is going for it. Poseidon picks up one, rotates out just in time, and it's going to be Supremacy to win that round and bring it up to 6, as it was perfectly played out by the Valkyrie right there.
Absolutely insane stuff here by Poseidon, having the crossfire for his teammates. KSX might have died, but still they were able to recover. Despite the C4 not doing anything, the way he played it out just to perfection, timing-wise as well. Meaning Supremacy is now on match point, at least has 1 point. At least has a good chance of still getting to the top 4 position if Trust Gaming does not manage to win a single match today. Meanwhile, we also have a match on the UK stream. M&M Gaming is taking on Ghostkilla. M&M Gaming is actually also on a match point.
Oh, so that game seems to be ending soon as well. Now, it's not that important anymore, as those two are most likely going to be changing up their own seeding. They'll be playing against each other anyway in the playoffs. And
yeah,
they're both
well,
secured.
Unless if Ghostkilla loses twice, right? Then Trust Gaming might actually overtake.
Let me just quickly look. Ghostkilla has a plus 15 round differential, so Trust Gaming would have to win 7-0, 7-0 or something. As they're -4, so there's 19 rounds.
No. If Trust Gaming just wins 2 times and Ghostkilla loses both.
Oh yeah, that's true. Then they would overtake. Yeah, I thought we were talking about just small bits, right?
We don't have small talk on this stream at Jolie.
But yeah, then they will be taking over. But then again, Trust Gaming against M&M, that didn't really work out that well for them. So
no. But like, would you rather face M&M or would you rather face Vitality?
I think you would rather face M&M just due to the sheer fact that Vitality is so powerful this season.
Yeah, well, it would seem more logical. But one thing, isn't Elegance the coach of M&M?
Yeah, he is.
Do you know Trust Gaming will be facing coming Wednesday at the start of the ESL
I guess
Benelux?
the Elegance minions.
I think so as well. So it will be the perfect prep for at least one map for M&M Gaming.
A little bit of strategy in his head right there.
Yeah, just see how rank play works against the likes of Trust Gaming, I would assume, because Elegance minions, I don't know how well they prac, but I assume they prac just very little.
It sounds more like a mixed team indeed than a actual team, especially with Elegance being a coach of M&M team who has potential of reaching Pro League. And with Secret about to be exterminated, also a British team, they are desperately in need for a new British team to reach the Pro League.
To at least give the scene some hope, UK R6 is here to stay, they want to say, but we'll have to see about that. Alive is of course still Goo mining around, and still no kills have come in. Just has taken a little bit of damage, is now safely back on site. After Drones already spotted out his position, he still has both Prismas in his pocket.
Yeah, he still has 2 out of 3 Prismas, just 1 impact grenade left as well, so he definitely will have the utility to place later in the round if necessary. That's right there, the drone just spots out the Jaeger, but nothing will actually happen with it yet. Because Renshiro wasn't actually near. Flashbangs are going to get tossed in right there, just being aware of someone being near that window. Somebody jumping in as well. The drone will just be pointing out the Valkyrie camera right there. It is just true love.
Hello, brother.
At first sight, indeed. And right now, with 1 minute 11, time starts ticking down. And with every second, Supremacy feels those 3 points coming closer and closer. And XTreme feels their hopes for that 4th spot just slip away. Both these Pro League Titans looking for their way back in are fighting a very unlikely battle. One of them can continue to try and make it happen.
Huge angle being created by Void, taking now just a little bit further, but there's still a player holding on. I think one of the Excairos has actually not done its job, but just does take Lion down in the process, meaning Supremacy already has a lead in this round. They just need to hold off that little bit longer, and KSX is already roaming around.
Yeah, he's going to be rotating fully right here to try and make a move and a play on a different kind of ground. as the Prisma is actually going to be, well, a tank for Ranchero, so it could prove out lethally to him. Face shield will be catching a bullet right there, so Blackbeard coming in rescue right there. Void comes in from the side, will be taking out Tactics, but both Poseidon and KSX pick up one. It's going to be all up to Void to keep the dreams alive for XTreme, but with 4 seconds left, that's not going to be happening. It's going to be Supremacy to finish it off. It's going to be Supremacy to reach 7, and once again, they win 7-4 on Villa.
Well, at least they are consistent, and they do what they did at Gamers Assembly as well. And this also means that Supremacy is trailing behind Just Gaming by just 1 point in a way better round difference. Now going 18 up, I would believe, if I can still count. And now Just Gaming is probably feeling the pressure. They are going to play Team Actina Pact just after a small break. And would you say Just Gaming has that one?
You would normally say they do, but the fact that they came back from Gamers Assembly, they've had a full weekend of Siege. They've had over 34 hours of travel just to get there and get back. And Pact, they have nothing to lose. Trust has all the pressure. Pact has nothing. They just play to enjoy the game, and that is something that Trust Gaming did against Liquid and actually beat them back then on DreamHack. So you can see how powerful it is. So it's definitely going to be an exciting match, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope and root for Just Gaming because, of course, we are the Benelux studio and they are a Benelux team. We want to see them reach Pro League as soon as possible because Liquid back in the day when they lost against Just Gaming at a certain moment in time, they said, well, why aren't these guys in Challenger League yet? Why aren't they not in EU Pro League? Because, well, they just beat us. And Just Gaming has what it takes as long as they don't really Trust Gaming froze, which is a common theme we unfortunately see every now and then and pretty much every match. And let's hope they won't do so this time. After a small break, we will be back with Trust Gaming taking on Pact. The map we don't know yet, but we have seen how they want to play the Veto. See you in a bit.